careful of people who push you and try to guilt trip you into confronting toxic people, especially when it's not your idea to confront this abuser. You have to ask yourself, are they pushing me into a situation that is putting me at risk? For example, if you are working in an office and your coworker Tina walks up to you and says, Bob is very toxic and I am confronting him. And every time he says something rude, I am going to let him know that he needs to shut his mouth. And I need you to back me up, and I want you to follow my lead, and whenever he says something rude, I want you to tell him to shut his mouth. Well, that's great that your coworker Tina wants to confront this toxic coworker, but that's her agenda. And remember that it's not our responsibility to take on every toxic person in the universe. We probably have our own toxic people that we're dealing with, and we really don't need to be guilt-tripped or pressured into taking on someone else's toxic problem. If we have the time and the energy to help out a friend deal with toxic people, that's wonderful and that's great. But the priority is self-protection. Self-protection is paramount. And do not put yourself at risk because you think that if you don't, you're a bad person. Don't let someone try to manipulate you into putting yourself at risk. Because we do not always have the emotional stamina to take on a toxic person. And that doesn't mean that we are weak or we're bad or we don't live our values. What it means is that we're human. What it means is that we are capable of self-care. What it means is that we are self-aware and we understand when we don't have the emotional strength to take something on. That is not a sign of weakness. That is a sign of intelligence. If someone is pressuring you to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing, then you have to ask yourself, is that person being abusive?